The slam attack changes in the new Dante update made it way easier to reliably deal massive AoE damage and easily compete with room-clearing frames like Dante. There are many total damage multipliers. Because of that, it is more important to include many of them than it is to max out a few of them. I will show you two melee weapons. One is more reliable and easy to use. The other is built for sheer damage. Both of them share the highest slam radii of all melee weapons. The two weapons in question are the Incarnate Magistar and of course the Arcade Titron.
Son of a bitch!
Well, I guess I'll stick to the Magistar, which actually outperforms the Titron in every way now. The frames I use are Saryn and Mirage, but I will also show how it performs without any external buffs. This build is just an example and can be used for any heavy slam build. So why choose the Magistar? Not only has it very good stats in general, but it is also one of only 3 weapons which have a slam radius bonus. With its third evolution, Seismic Slam, it has the largest slam radius in the game of 22 meters. Make sure to use the Incarnate adapter on the normal Magistar and not on the Sancti version, because the Sancti version has much weaker evolutions. For the second evolution, you can pick whatever you want. If you choose Edge of Justice for the extra attack speed, make sure to hold the weapon swap key in order to get the bonus. The third evolution is of course Seismic Slam for this build, and the best fourth evolution by far is Perk 3. Critical Parallel. These are additive base values, and because Heavy Slam can now benefit from crit, this is a big damage increase. The next big damage increase for heavy attacks comes from Melee Combo. To maintain a high combo, you can use Melee Crescendo and Reflex Coil. Crescendo is good for longer missions. For shorter missions, you can make use of Initial Combo instead. Seismic Wave is a total damage increase for slam attacks. Here a quick proof. This is the damage with only primed Pressure Point and primed Fever Strike. Now with Seismic Wave it's 3 times as much. Organ Shatter and Blood Rush for crit damage. I only have Sacrificial Steel because I need that polarity for another build. Primed Fever Strike and Shocking Touch for corrosive, and Primed Smite for the faction you fight against. Note that this damage number is not correct if you apply elemental mods. They do add the damage as they should. Here a quick proof. Another thing worth mentioning, normal slam attacks now have a 2x damage multiplier and 50% fall off. Heavy slam attacks are 3x damage multiplier and 30% fall off. Before the update, these were the multipliers for direct hits, depending on the weapon class. As for the Riven, I would recommend critical damage with damage, crit chance, elemental damage, or heavy attack efficiency. I wasn't lucky with negatives, so I will use this one for now. If you don't have a Riven for it, you can use primed Pressure Point instead. If you have the capacity, you can use Dispatch Overdrive for the extra movement speed. I will cover the Warframe and companion builds later in the video, but one mod is important to have on your frame for a build like this, and that is one or both of the Nira set mods. The slam attack bonus is separate from Seismic Wave and will multiply the total damage again. In the arsenal, the numbers are not correct. Here a quick proof that it is multiplicative. Meaning all your damage is getting multiplied by the heavy slam multiplier, then by your faction mod, that damage gets multiplied again by Seismic Wave, then by your melee combo, and then again by Nira's mods, and after that by your Warframe abilities. And finally, the last total multipliers on the enemies being elemental bonus and viral procs. Now let's take a look at Vazarin, which we can use for survivability and to easily get finisher kills for melee crescendo. A quick note here, if you want to use, let's say, Mirage for Cascade, you can use the error set mods to get finisher kills. Vazarin has Void Regeneration for faster operator healing in Void mode, Squad Regeneration to also heal your frame and squad members if the operator has full health. Guardian Shell will create a barrier in front of you like a picked up Volt Shield. It is invulnerable for 4 seconds. Guardian Break for 150% faster shield regeneration for your Warframe, and 80% lower regeneration delay when the barrier breaks. Make sure to use this often if things get heated. Protective Sling for a short invulnerability and healing. And its second ability to ragdoll in group enemies, so you can use ground finishers on them. So as operator, all you need to do is cast your second ability into a group of enemies, switch back, go really close, and do a normal melee attack. The animation should look like this. Do that a few times and your melee combo is up for the rest of the round. After that, cast Operator's first ability if you are under fire, and use Void Dash near your Warframe if you get a damage proc or if you are close to die.
This will be an excellent place to deploy it.
Now back to the Magistar. This is how it performs without any Warframe buffs or companion help. This is with Saryn and companion. And this is with Mirage. As you can see, you don't need the RK Titron to hit billions of damage. However, for level cap, I would most likely go with Saryn and 2 green Archon shards for more corrosive stacks. These are the builds I have for Saryn, Mirage, and the Companion. Let's first look at Saryn. Of course, all green shards, 2 for more corrosive stacks, and 3 for more toxin proc damage. I use either Raw with Energize or Nourish with Barrier. Of course, Raw gives you a good amount of extra proc damage if the enemies live long enough. As mentioned earlier, Vazarin can boost your shield regeneration. Adding Primed Redirection and Brief Respite is usually enough to keep you alive. Overextended for the spores, some duration and more energy. Blind Rage, Molt Augmented and Intensify for strength. Venom Dose I would say is optional, but 240% corrosive on your weapons, companion and allies is not bad. Nira's Hatred and Prime Sure-Footed. Mirage was always a bit squishy, but same tactic here. Primed Redirection, Brief Respite, maybe also Barrier, and you should be fine. Energy Conversion, Blind Rage, Intensify and Molt Augmented for strength. Horn of Malevolence to boost her doppelgangers. Of course, Nira's Hatred, Primed Flow, and Continuity. Her Archon shards are 2 Crimson shards for melee crit damage, and 3 Azure shards for shield, armor, and health. As companion, I use Nautilus or Deriga. Usually with Hellstrom, modded for viral. Unless I use Nourish, then I switch to corrosive. That's about it. I hope you found something useful. And thank you for watching. Ich kann sogar Deutsch sprechen. Guten Tag.